on video.
Are you shooting?
I am. Wait, what was the course of fire, did he say?
Right eye only, second and a half. One round.
One round.
Ready? Stand by.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was
a good shot.
Damn it. Good job, Chris.
Yeah.
My gun is turned all the way down. No, I got like an inch right, but hold on.
That's why you have irons.
Wait for funsies, Neil.
Where'd you
How'd
hit?
you do?
Friend?
I missed. It was close, but I missed.
Oh,
Neil.
so hell yeah, Neil.
Neil, go.
Just saying, I had the smallest target, too. Yeah, you did. You and I had the
Hold on. Enjoyment.
That's fun.
Good catch. You said anybody. Yeah.
Look. You guys know what I was talking about, don't you?
So I recently went to the Skills Summit class held by Active Self-Protection, and wasn't what I thought, but let me explain.
We're kind of ahead of schedule. Can I get the first four on the line one more time?
So there are a lot of firearms classes out there. More specifically, there are a lot of firearms training companies that travel across the country to put on classes for law enforcement, military, and civilians. You know, like Press Check, Ben Stoger's and Joe Park's training companies, Haley Strategics, Bear Solutions, Tactical Performance Center, Velox Training Group, you know, just to name a few. And they all seem to offer more or less the same thing, that whole come train with us and we'll give you the necessary skills to shoot better as you continue to practice. But Active Self-Protection took it from a different angle, and it caught me by surprise.
The gun maybe didn't end up where I wanted it. Was it something I did or I just didn't repair it? Does that make sense? How about you?
There were about 11 of us in the class, and the two Active Self-Protection or ASP instructors were Neil Widener and Chris Bean. Now, if you don't know, Active Self-Protection is a company whose mission is, quote, to help others develop the attitude, skills, and plan to better protect themselves and their loved ones from harm. That's all well and good, but what do they actually do? Well, firearms instruction for one. They travel across the country doing several classes a year. They also do online seminars, and the founder, John Correa, along with the CEO, Stephanie Widener, and another instructor, Carrie Dudenhofer, regularly do expert witness testimony in self-defense criminal cases. But most notably, their main YouTube channel covers real-life self-defense incidents caught on camera that they review and give their opinions on how it went. On their second channel, Active Self-Protection Extra, they often give advice on bettering your shooting, sometimes playing out the scenarios presented on the main channel, or giving general advice on how to handle self-defense shootings and, you know, how to make it home alive. Lastly, they also provide their own instructor certification course for anyone who applies and meets their criteria. The class I took was their 2-day Skills Summit class at a range in Fairbanks, Alaska. I think they used to call it evidence-based pistol, but more on that later. The class cost about $570, which really isn't that bad considering some training companies who charge upwards of $700 or $800 for a 2-day class. Funny enough, after the class I was talking with Neil, and he mentioned how they pretty much made little to nothing on this trip. Especially considering the class size, but seeing Alaska in the summer made it all worth the trip, which I would agree. Either way, I've been trying to get to one of their classes for the past 3 years, but other things and, well, I mean, life, of course, kept getting in the way. I've been watching their content for a few years now, and I really do appreciate their practical approach to training. You know, basing it off real life data as opposed to just simply improving your shooting skills.
A lot of times we're like, oh, if we had an error in shot one, bummer. Instead of going, oh, I simply need to move the gun with the data that the gun gave me on shot one to make shot two.
And that is exactly what made this different. From the jump, Neil and Chris both emphasized the fact that this class was not necessarily about getting the students to shoot better. After all, most classes that people take won't all of a sudden make them John Wick, although some might see some slight improvement.
Stand by.
No, they emphasized walking away from the class with data, cold, hard data. That actually took me by surprise. I mean, I came to learn what skills they had to offer, clearly. So if you watch the channel, both Neil and Chris are phenomenal shooters in their own right. And I wanted to learn the techniques, principles, and skills that they had that make them such great shooters. But enough glazing. So what was this whole data thing anyways? Well, that data was about knowing your current skill level and walking away with an idea on how you are as a shooter in case, you find yourself in a self-defense situation. For example, they tested a few things like your draw to first shot, draw to taking a difficult low probability shot, and draw to taking multiple shots in a row. The idea being that if you were actually in a self-defense situation, do you know your own skill level well enough to navigate the situation safely and effectively?
All right, Matt, what'd you see?
When I realized that was the point, I was honestly shocked, but in a good way. For the past couple years, I've always had a fairly good idea of what my capabilities are as I've grown as a shooter. And a whole class designed to show you that, I respect it. First shot was definitely low left. Like it might have clipped it, but
Okay, and that's all right.
probably a miss.
Yep.
As for the instructors, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Neil and Chris are cool people. They are down to earth and seem to truly want the best for their students as they navigate this crazy planet with everything going on. Neil was the most normal between the two, and Chris had this goofiness about him that was hilarious yet somehow soothing and confidence inspiring. Chris really gets into the data though, and you can tell he loves to nerd out on the data. I even joked with him about how he reacts to and thinks about data, calling him Rain Man at one point.
So if you see me doing weird dances, make fun of me if you want. But there's methods.
Who's next?
Rain Man.
Kinda.
Eyes, ears, check everybody's eyes and ears.
The sad part, it's not even, it's true.
It was actually really awesome to see, and now I understand more about why Chris makes the videos that he does on the ASP Extra channel. That's simply his lane.
When we're shooting live fire, we have a recoil impulse. Gun moves, yeah? We all agree this happens.
Yep.
So if that recoil impulse is this much, that distance, that movement you just saw in your dot, add that to the recoil impulse. That's how much the gun's really moving under live fire conditions.
Between Neil and Chris though, they gave me some solid tips to improve my draw. Now, I am a better than average shooter for sure, but I truly believe that no matter how good you are, there's always something new to learn and some skill to hone. So I no doubt walked away with some homework, as did everyone else in the class. Overall though, Neil and Chris made it a fun yet informative class.
I've been shooting on camera for a few years now, but man, so it's less for me now. But, and I've already been called fat, stupid, ugly, all of those other things.
That was just today.
Yeah, that was this morning before we got coffee.
The video you saw in the beginning was a game where the objective was to score as many points as you can based on the scoring zones that Neil and Chris made on the targets. By the point you see in the video, the game had evolved a few times, but this particular moment pit me against both Chris and Neil. Spoiler alert, Neil won that round against really impossible odds. But the point of the game drove home the point of the class, which was, do you know your own skill level well enough to make the appropriate shooting decisions given your environment?
Whatever that skill level is, you don't have to possess my skill level. You don't have to possess GM or elite skill level. But damn it, man, you guys possess skill level.
So the class started off with draws and seeing where your draw was. Do you have a 2-second draw, a 1.5 second draw, sub-second? I was shooting from appendix concealment with this holster from Better Holsters, the side tuck. Now, my draw came in fairly consistently around 1.1 and 1.2 seconds, so I'm pretty confident in my own abilities to get a solid hit on target in good time. The point of the draw to first shot was to accurately understand your ability to get an accurate hit from the draw, depending on, how much time you're given by the person trying to harm you. The draws to first shot were at 5 yards with the goal of hitting the A zone. And on the ASP channel, you'll often hear them talk about, for example, if you see the back of their head, you have about 2 seconds to get off a shot before they can. Or if you can see their ear hole, for example, it's about 1.5 seconds. And if they just simply look away, maybe about 1 second. But later, we obtained data on our draw to a smaller size target, a 3x5 size target for 2 shots. My times were consistently at about 1.85 seconds for those. The idea there was that, what is your ability to maintain accountability on a lower percentage shot? A 3x5 size target at 5 yards isn't terribly difficult, but it ain't nothing to sneeze at either. You have to actually take care to get the hit and the follow-up shot.
All right, hold on. Before you run them again, you guys just stay on the line. But the thing I'm trying to tell you, and Carl, I'm going to use you as an example, if you mind. So he was.
That was your first shot.
Shot four.
Oh, 0.64?
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you zipped up.
So did you notice shot
and you were
4
done.
low right, shot 5
why
hit. There
can't
was
I-
no change in cadence.
You were done at 128.
Nice.
Bop, 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 bop.
That was like
4 an issue.
The last main thing we obtained data on was essentially a bill drill, that 6 shots from a draw. We did this on C-zone size steel at 10 yards before taking it to paper though. We even did a bit of dry fire first and talked a bit about shot calling.
Yeah.
It was
Okay, so here's a
center.
great example of the shot calling. Low left might have been a miss. He called that without the sound of the steel. He knew where that was, so he knew the correction he needed to make without any live round going down there, without any auditory, nothing, any of that kind of stuff. Read his sights and made the correction based on that. Not made a correction based on I didn't get a ting or I don't have a hole in the target where I want it.
When we took it to paper for the data, I was able to maintain around 2.1 to 2.2 seconds. On one of the iterations though, I threw a miss over the target's shoulder, which made me feel like crap, but even in failure, I do appreciate Chris and Neil's take on flubbing a drill.
Now I know when I get that shit sorted out, I earned something. It wasn't a gift.
The class was only 2 days, but in that 2 days, I realized and confirmed some things about myself as a shooter. Like I said earlier, I'm a bit above average as a shooter, but I am nowhere near where I want to be honest. Almost weekly, I'm reminded of how much skill I lack and how much more there is to being better with a gun in your hand. Now, this class was not all about, who was the best shooter, but out of everyone there, I think I was the most skilled. Looks good. Oh, that is a pretty draw, isn't it? Yet and still, I had so many moments where I would bomb a drill hard, or I missed shots that I know I can make, or I fumbled my draw from being flustered for some reason. To that point, one of the last shots of the day was all of us doing the fast drill for the ASP Drill of the Month challenge. And I, just watch this video. Jesus.
Okay. All right, gun in the holster. Go ahead and go look at the target. So
I'm trying to figure out what happened.
1, 2.
I saw that, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just one fast. So.
What was the time though?
Is what it is. It's a fun drill, right?
Yeah.
All right.
What was the time?
493. So you were sub 5 if you got your hits.
And then Chris even called me out on one of the things I struggle with the most.
But that's a perfect example of the clock running your shit.
100%. 100%. Admittedly, a lot of times I lack confidence despite knowing how skilled I am. I mean, after that massive flub, I shot it again.
.557 clean.
Good job.
And I couldn't help but think to myself, why couldn't I do that the first time? Most of the time, my shooting is solid as a rock, but all too often I go from hero to zero because of how nervous I get and my desire to want to perform well. So a lot of times, I'll have a performance like this, and sometimes those nerves will creep up and I'll have a performance like this. God dang it.
If finished on the show clear. If clear, hammer down and holster.
Was that like
Range is
14
clear.
seconds?
Come on, 14.
God dang it.
14.
And that was a huge takeaway for me. Relax, be confident, and as cliche as it sounds, have fun.
And it's fun.
I've always been the type of person to be super competitive and take myself way too seriously. I've gotten better about that over the past years, but I still find myself trying to shrug it off every now and again. Overall, the metrics of my shooting, I feel I already had a decent grasp on. But the depth my skill goes as it relates to my confidence and trying to stay out of my own head, well, that was really reinforced during this class. And what Chris said here was wildly accurate and something I need to square away.
If you go practice, play with this stuff. Make yourself feel stronger because of it, not less strong. Does that make sense? That's the whole point of what we're doing. That you walk out going, okay, I know what I can do. I know what I feel confident with when issues or things around me are impacting how I feel about it. That's the goal. That's kind of what I have to give you.
You'll hear people like Joel Park and Ben Steger talk about shooting with discipline. And I think this goes right along with that. It's like, it's good if you have the skill to shoot well, but do you have the discipline to make it happen when it counts? Earlier I mentioned how I think this class was called Evidence-Based Pistol before they called it the Skills Summit. I remember talking with Neil about how they revamped this course following ASP staff taking classes from Force Science. It's good to see instructors and businesses evolve and grow as new information and techniques become available. I've definitely applied that concept to my own shooting and my practice and training over the past year or two. And the importance of exploration for those beyond the novice stage is almost immeasurable. But if you're familiar with ASP and their pistol instruction, they have an assessment that is the exact same thing we obtained data on in the class. But the class did it in segments instead of doing the actual whole assessment all at once. Now, according to ASP, a competent shooter can score around a 25 out of 100. A very good shooter can score at least a 50, and I think they also call that the professional standard. So, you know, someone who carries a gun for a living. A firearms instructor should be able to score around a 75, and anything around the 90s is really high level shooting. So I scored a 96. I was shooting this, my Glock 19 Gen 6 with a Vortex Defender ST and Olight Balder Mini that I carry daily. For this class, I fully expected to show up initially, assess my skill, go through a block of instruction that gave me extra techniques, principles, and skills specifically about my grip, vision, trigger control, stance, etc. For me to take back and work on. But I didn't get that. Instead, I came away with a deeper understanding of my own performance and how I can expect myself to actually perform when it counts. Like Chris said in the class, every time you pull the trigger, knowing your sights are not on target, that's choice. And each choice comes with a level of risk and has consequences. Regardless, there's no point being tense about it. And even when you don't perform at your best, shake it off. That $570 was well spent. And as strange as it might sound, I'm thinking about taking that same class again in the future. But first, I have to get to a point where I can outshoot Chris Bean and Neil Widener. Those guys are straight beasts with a pistol in their hands.
Wow.
5.27? 5.27?
Would have been a PR.
What was it?
527.
527.
Nice.
And it,
So add 1 second. Yeah.
So 627?
509 for all to see.
Good job.
That was nice. That was nice.
Great. I didn't say anything.
Overall though, I highly recommend taking this class, no matter what your skill level is with a pistol. As long as you can safely draw from a holster, safely handle your gun without any assistance, you'll take away a lot from this class. I appreciate y'all sticking around for the whole video and listening to my review of the ASP Skills Summit class. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time here on D3. Command your resolve.